Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. If you've ever been to an airport, you probably know that border security is very strict. That's because they have seen all kinds of cheeky travelers. You might think people only smuggle drugs, but airport security around the world has caught some of the craziest things during smuggling attempts, which we're going to show you today. Brace yourselves and stay tuned to the end to find the craziest one of them all. Number 8. Nope, not a tiger. When you're trying to smuggle something through customs, you'd try something a little better than just trying to put it in your carry-on bag and take it through security, right? Well, one lady certainly didn't think things through. An actual live tiger cub was found hidden among stuffed tiger toys in a carry-on bag at one of the Bangkok airports back in 2010. How are they making stuffed tiger cubs that realistic now? Anyway, the Thai lady, identified as Paiwan Palasarnwas, was trying to hop on a flight to Iran when she had trouble getting her bag through security. Airport staff had suspected something was up when they scanned the bag and X-ray images showed an item resembling a real cat. Interestingly enough, of course, she denied the luggage belonged to her. She claimed that another passenger had asked her to carry it for them. The cub theoretically could have fetched a few $1,000s in Iran, where it's popular to have exotic pets. However, they didn't know what the woman was trying to do with the tiger, but hey, come on, she had no clue it was in there. Okay, I hope you guys didn't fall for that one.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 7. The Crocodile Smuggler. Just when you think snakes on a plane couldn't get any worse, think again. Back in August of 2010, a passenger on a regional airline in Congo attempted to smuggle not snakes, but a crocodile from the capital city of Kinshasa to Bandundu. Just why? The crocodile escaped from hiding only minutes before the plane was about to land at Bandundu Airport. The problem was, a cabin crew member ran toward the cockpit because she saw the crocodile, causing panic among the passengers on board. In the ensuing chaos, passengers began running toward the front of the plane, toppling it off balance. The pilots tried their best to get it under control, but the plane ended up crashing into a house. A silver lining is that the people living in the house weren't in it at the time. The crocodile was carried in a duffel bag as part of carry-on baggage. As you'd expect, the crocodile smuggler wanted to sell the animal in Congo. We have no problem with dudes wanting to make some money selling things, but come on, use a little common sense. Amazingly enough, the crocodile survived the crash. We can all agree that if we want to sell a crocodile, let's not fly with a crocodile we're trying to sell, right? Number 6. Coloring pills. Pain medicines work great, but the problem is, sometimes they work too well, and many people keep using them long after they're healed. And that's why there's a market for pain medicines when people's prescriptions run out. Back in 2011, New Jersey cops busted inmates who used children's coloring books to smuggle in pain medicine undetected. Seriously, prison brings out people's ingenuity, right? People in prison think of the most ridiculous schemes. Officers at the Cape May County Correctional Center in New Jersey discovered that pages of coloring books sent through inmate mail were smeared with paint containing Suboxone, a prescription medicine. The illegal medicine had been dissolved into a paste and then painted onto pictures that depicted Disney characters such as Snow White and Cinderella. Apparently, the only reason that correctional officers knew to look for this was that this wasn't their first rodeo, as other prisoners had already used this tactic. Officers came to know how the original people did it because they were tipped off by, of course, an anonymous prisoner. Number 5. 6 shy of 100. When someone is trying to smuggle something, hiding it in a suitcase would seem like an okay-ish idea, or maybe swallowing something that would later come out of the other side would be okay too, though we know that doesn't work sometimes. However, strapping 94 iPhones to your body, we think that most people would just figure out that it wouldn't work. Chinese customs officials in 2015 busted a Hong Kong man trying to sneak 94 iPhones into mainland China by strapping all the phones to his body. Most people know that stepping through a metal detector is the minimum security check that you have to go through these days, and of course, a person with 94 iPhones would surely get caught. But maybe the smuggler was really an amateur. This man got the attention of the customs officers when they felt like he was walking as if he was carrying something heavy, when he was apparently only carrying 2 shopping bags. After finding nothing suspicious in his 2 plastic shopping bags, the officers asked the man to walk through the metal detectors, and, of course, the alarm went off. The man's record revealed numerous previous run-ins with customs regulations, and he was detained. iPhones were super popular in mainland China back in 2015, and they still are today. Apple iPhones are more expensive in mainland China than they are in Hong Kong because of the higher amount of import taxes. The price difference has created a big black market supplied by smugglers, and that's exactly why there are guys who are willing to smuggle 94 iPhones by strapping them on their bodies. Number 4. Want to save 15%? In 2010, a German reptile collector, Hans Kurt Kobus, aged 58 at the time, was trying to hop on a flight from New Zealand. However, there was just a little problem. Officials discovered 15 rare kinds of lizards hidden in his underwear. Not sure who got the worst end of the deal, the guy or the lizards. He was arrested and was fined 5,000 New Zealand dollars for plundering New Zealand's wild gecko and skink populations. Customs officials found 44 lizards in this dude's underwear. Apparently, Hans admitted being a dealer of endangered animals and pled guilty to the court for the charges of trading exploited species and hunting protected wildlife. So, how did this guy manage to have a menagerie of lizards? He had altered his underwear with 8 hand-sewn compartments in order to carry geckos and skinks around. One last lizard, the luckiest of them all probably, depending on how you look at all this, was later found hidden in the man's suitcase. According to the prosecutor working the case, each gecko has a street value of approximately $1,500 in Europe, while the value of skinks was unknown. Number 3. Don't blow on the cartridge. Next time you're about to fire up a Nintendo game, maybe you'll want to double check what's inside. Back in 2017, customs officials in Mexico stumbled across more than 70 live spiders hidden inside 10 bootleg Nintendo game cartridges. They were headed to an address in Baltimore, Maryland. The package containing the spiders was intercepted at Guadalajara International Airport. When officials took a closer look inside, they found 73 spiders inside plastic tubes concealed within the game cartridges. Customs officials carefully opened each one of the cartridges to reveal separate tubes in each cartridge. Each of the tubes contained a single exotic spider. We're not experts here, but it seems like there are a lot better options to hide live exotic spiders than in an old plastic Nintendo game cartridge. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and you want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. Pepsi Freaks. It is illegal to drink and possess beer and other alcohol in Saudi Arabia, so people have to resort to some illegal ways to have some fun in that country. It seems the threat of jail or a public flogging isn't enough to stop people from getting drunk. In 2015, smugglers were stopped at the border with 48,000 cans of beer disguised as Pepsi. It was only when the Border Patrol police peeled away the labels on the cans that they revealed the contraband underneath. Almana, who works with the border police, said it's the latest way smugglers are trying to get one over on them, but he insists his officers are always ready and alert to catch them. Saudi Arabia is a very strict Muslim country where, if you're a woman, you can be flogged for committing crimes, including spending time with the opposite sex or even dining outside alone. Well, at least they're allowed to drink now. Number 1. Weekend at Bernie's? Remember the movie Weekend at Bernie's, in which a rich guy, Bernie, was carried around just so 2 dudes could keep a weekend party going? Well, this is pretty much a sequel. On a flight to Berlin, Gitta Durant and her daughter Anka Anusik tried to fly Kurt Durant from Liverpool to Germany. The only problem was that this guy didn't walk on his own. In order to evade the costly and lengthy procedures of repatriating the body, the mother-daughter duo decided to simply fool everyone by placing the dead body of Kurt Durant on a wheelchair with sunglasses over his eyes. When they requested an airport worker to lift the wheelchair out of the taxi, he became suspicious and informed the security. The officials at the airport confirmed that Kurt Durant had in fact passed away. Trying to cover up what they'd been doing, the mother-daughter duo said that Kurt had been alive when they brought him to the airport. This wasn't true, however, because the airport worker who helped them lift the wheelchair testified that while moving the wheelchair out of the taxi, Kurt's face fell on him and it was ice cold. Obviously, the mother-daughter combo was arrested, but the charges against them were eventually dropped somehow. Which one of the stories did you find the most hilarious and crazy? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more freshly brewed content daily.